The war will lead to an evil consequence called Kulakshaya. Kulakshaya means all the important people, the brave people, the strong men who are committed to dharma, who are the backbone of peace as well as the society, they will die in the battlefield. Thereby, the kula, the families, lose their important people, lose their backbone. If that happens, then it will have adverse effect on the society in the long run. It is called kulakshaya kritam dosham, disaster that is going to be caused by kulakshaya. When the kulakshaya happens, there is nobody to practice dharma. All the men who were committed to the values, committed to dharma, they lose their life. Remaining ones who survive the war will be mostly the coward ones, the weaker ones in the society. The coward and weaker ones in the society will not be committed to dharma. To be a man of value, one should be brave and strong. Therefore, Kshaya will lead to the destruction of Kula Dharma. There is Kula Dharma. Every family has its own values, its own duties, its own rituals. All such values and duties will come to an end. If such a thing happens, then the family will be overpowered by adharma. The remaining members of the family, men as well as women, they will take to adharma. They will take to illegitimate means to gratify their needs, to gratify their desires. They will start compromising with the values. Therefore, the kula, the family, is overpowered by adharma. When the family is overpowered by adharma, family is taken over by adharma, then the women of the family are also spoiled. Women of the family also become corrupt. Adharmabhibhavat Krishna pradushyanti kulastriyaha. The women of the family get corrupt. When the women of the family become corrupt, it will affect the future generation. If only the men are corrupt, it may not affect the future generation as much. But if the women are corrupt, it will greatly affect the next generation, because the next generation, the upbringing of the next generation is primarily dependent on women of the family. The mother is responsible to a great extent to give values, to educate the child in terms of values, in terms of dharma. Therefore, if the woman is corrupt, the children also will be corrupt. And the children will not have proper education, proper upbringing in terms of dharma. Therefore, the next generation will face a crisis. That is what we call identity crisis nowadays. The people don't know what their position in the society is, and they also don't know what they are supposed to do in the society. They don't know what their role in the society is. An identity crisis. One becomes a confused individual. He doesn't know who he is, what his identity is in terms of dharma, and what his duties are. It is called Varna Sankara. Strishu dushtasu varshneya jayate Varna Sankaraha. The Vedic Dharma is based on Varna and Ashrama. There are four Varnas: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. And there are four ashramas: Brahmacharya, Garhasthya, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. The society is arranged in such a way that everyone contributes to the society. In addition to contributing to the society, one accomplishes his spiritual growth also. It is the arrangement of Varnashrama. The modern educated person has a different perception of Varna because he has been trained, he has been taught about Varna from a Eurocentric perspective, a distorted understanding of Varna. But if one tries to understand a Varna Vyavastha properly, giving up the Eurocentric perspective, one will get to see the positive sides of Varna Vyavastha. The Varna Vyavastha is not discriminatory. It is not a power structure. It is not a power hierarchy, unlike feudalism. Instead, it is a system for a healthy society, to build a healthy society, a society that is healthy in terms of dharma, healthy in terms of values. When the women are corrupt, the next generation doesn't know their proper identity in terms of Varna, and they are not aware of their values and their duties as well. It is called Varna Sankara. There will be a confusion in the society. The society as a whole undergoes a degradation. It is a degradation in terms of values, degradation in terms of culture. Therefore, even the next generation will give up their dharma. They don't have any dharma. They will not perform their duties. If it is lost in one generation, it will be lost in all following generations. If the dharma is lost in one generation, it is lost for good, because all following generation will not have any dharma. There is nobody to train them in dharma, and they have no role model, no example to guide them. Therefore, the society will become adharmika. If it happens, then not an individual, but the whole society undergoes a spiritual degradation. Shloka 42. Sankaro narakayaiva kulagnanam kulasya cha patanti pitaro hyesham luptapindodakakriyah. Sankaraha, Varna Sankara, it will lead to naraka, means it is going to cause adharma. People will do all the activities that they are not supposed to do. The prohibited actions. If one does prohibited action, one accumulates papa. As a result of papa, one ends up in naraka. Naraka means a lower birth in the next janma. Naraka implies he is going to accumulate spiritual degradation. Sankara leads to naraka. Sankaraha narakaya eva. Kulagnanam kulasya cha. For both kulagna, one who has caused kulakshaya, being responsible for the war, and kulasya cha, the entire family, the present as well as following generation, they end up in naraka. They end up in spiritual degradation. And even the previous generation, will have to face the adverse consequence of Varna Sankara, because there is nobody to do their shraddha. The Pitrus, they remain happy when the following generations perform their shraddha karma. But when the following generation doesn't do the shraddha karma, the Pitrus in the Pitraloka, they end up in a downfall. Patanti pitaro hyesham. Esham pitaraha patanti. Their Pitrus fall down. Lupta pindodaka kriyaha. Because they don't have pindodaka kriya. The following generations are not giving them pinda and udaka. They don't give their offering to their Pitrus. Therefore, even the Pitrus don't remain happy. In brief, Varna Sankara leads to problem in all generations. The present generation, the following generation, as well as the previous generation. दोषैरेतैः कुलघ्नानाम् वर्णसंकरकारकैः उत्साद्यन्ते जातिधर्माः कुलधर्माश्च शाश्वताः कुलघ्नानाम् the people who caused the destruction of Kula. Varnasankarakaihi etaihi doshaihi. Their doshas, their mistakes, which culminate in Varnasankara, which causes Varnasankara. So many eternal values are lost for good in the society. Jati dharma, every jati, every varna has its own dharma, its own values, its own cultural refinements. All those are lost. And shashvataha kuladharmaha, the kuladharmas, the values of the family, the cultural refinement of the family, the cultural richness of the family, even that was coming down for many generations. Shashvataha means it has been there for many generations and it was handed over and sustained, preserved for many generations. Certain cultural refinement that you see in certain families, it has been retained, preserved for many generations, handing over the culture properly to the following generation. But one mistake in the part of one who does kulakshaya, it will destroy all of them. Utsadyante, they all get destroyed. Utsanna kula dharmanam manushyanam janardana narake niyatam vasaha bhavatityanu. He Janardana, O Krishna, Utsanna kuladharmanam manushyanam, the people whose kuladharmas are destroyed, such people will go to Naraka. Narake aniyatam vasaha. For indefinite time, they will have to stay in Naraka. Iti anushushuma. We have heard this. Arjuna says. Arjuna has heard it somewhere from the Shastra. Aho batamahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam yadrajya sukhalobhena hantum swajana mudyataha. Ahobata is an exclamation. Arjuna is expressing his sorrow through exclamations. Vayam mahat papam kartum vyavasitaha. We are about to do a great papa, a great mistake. The decision to fight the war of Mahabharata was not an impulsive one. The Pandavas considered their dharma, the right and wrong, what is appropriate for the given situation. They had been considering it for a very long time. And finally, they decided that there is no other way than the war. And the war is very much allowed by dharma. As far as the Pandavas are concerned, it is a righteous war. And it is a correct decision. None of the Pandavas, including Arjuna, had any doubt about it until they came to the battlefield. But now Arjuna says, we are going to do a great papa. Yad rajya sukhalobhena hantum swajanamudyataha. What is the papa? Rajya sukhalobhena. Because of greed. Greed to enjoy the pleasure of kingdom. We are going to kill our own people. Even this statement is not correct. Pandavas did not decide to fight the war just out of greed. The war was fought for dharma. It is a dharma yuddha. But now Arjuna speaks differently because he is under the spell of shoka, sorrow, and his viveka, his intelligence, his intellect is not working properly because his buddhi, his mind is clouded by sorrow. Yadi mama pratikaram ashastram shastrapanayaha dhartarashtrarane hanyuhu tanme kshemataram bhavet. Now Arjuna concludes saying that he is not going to fight. Instead, he is ready to get killed without fighting, without retaliating. Yadi, if mam apratikaram ashastram, Arjuna says that he is not going to hold his weapon and he is not going to retaliate. Dhartarashtra rane hanyuhu. Let the Dhartarashtras kill me. Tanme kshemataram bhavet. I am ready for it. I am ready to be killed by Dhartarashtras instead of fighting them. Sanjaya uvacha yadi mam apratikaram ashastram shastrapanayah Tarashtrarane hanyuhu तन्मे क्षेमतरं भवेत्. Sorry, I have repeated the same verse. एवमुक्त्वार्जुनः संख्ये रथोपस्थ उपाविशत् विसृज्य सशरं चापम् शोकसंविघ्नमानसः. Arjunah, Sanjaya is telling Dhritarashtra, Evam Uktva, Arjuna spoke these words and then he dropped his bow and arrow. Visrujya Sasharam Chapam Shokasamvignamanasaha, with his mind overpowered by sorrow, with his mind defeated by sorrow, Rathopastha Upavishat, he sat down on the seat of the chariot, on the seat of the Ratha. He could not even stand out of sorrow. He sat down. Thus, chapter 1 is completed. Chapter 1 is called Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Now, chapter 2. The story continues in chapter 2. Sanjaya begins. Sanjaya Uvacha. We will read. Sanjaya Uvacha. Tam tatha kripayavishtam अश्रुपूर्णाकुलेक्षणम् विषीदन्तमिदं वाक्यम् उवाच मधुसूदनः. Sanjaya Uvacha. Sanjaya is speaking to Dhritarashtra. Arjuna sat down, rejecting to fight. Tam tatha kripayavishtam. Sanjaya is describing Arjuna. Tatha kripayavishtam. Arjuna is overpowered by compassion, and it is a misplaced compassion, as we have seen in the last sessions. Ashrupurnakulekshanam. His eyes were filled with the tears. Vishidantam. He is lamenting. overpowered by sorrow, and it was very much visible in his face and in his gestures. Madhusudanah idam vakyam uvacha. Then Madhusudanah, Krishna, speaks these words. Following two shlokas are the words of Krishna. Krishna tries to console Arjuna. Shri Bhagavanuvacha. Krishna is Bhagavan. Therefore, the words of Bhagavan, words of Krishna, are called the words of Bhagavan. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Bhagavan said, Kutastva Kashmalamidam Vishame Samupasthitam Anaryajushtamasvargyam Akirtikaram Arjuna. Arjuna might have expected Krishna to endorse and validate Arjuna's decision. But Krishna does not support Arjuna in his decision, because Krishna knows that Arjuna's decision is not appropriate. It is not a correct decision. It is not in alignment with his dharma. Instead, the decision is made out of weakness, emotional weakness, and it is an impurity. The emotions that Arjuna is overpowered with is impurity. Krishna calls it Kashmala, impurity. The mental impurity. The attachment, likes and dislikes. Certain likes and dislikes convince us to give up our values, force us to deviate from the duty, force us to compromise with our duties. The likes and dislikes that take us away from our values and duties, that makes us compromise with the dharma, is an impurity, mental impurity. In case of Arjuna, it is his desire, his likes and dislikes, his attachment to his relatives, that is convincing him to compromise with his dharma, the dharma of a kshatriya, to fight the war in order to save the kingdom and save the society. Therefore, Krishna calls it an impurity. And he asks Arjuna, Kutastva kashmalamidam vishame samupasthitam. Idam kashmalam, this impurity in your mind. Vishame samupasthitam, and it has manifested in the wrong place and wrong time. Vishame samupasthitam. Kutaha, why is it so? Why are you behaving so? Anaryajushtamasvargyam. It is not befitting. It doesn't befit you. You are an Arya. Arya means a person who follows dharma. Nowhere in the Shastra, nowhere in Sanskrit literature, you will find the word Arya used in the sense of any race. Aryan race is a myth discovered by some Eurocentric scholars. Everywhere in the Shastra, the word Arya is used for one who follows dharma, one who is committed to dharma, one who is committed to the values. Whereas Anarya means one who is not serious about dharma, one who is opposed to dharma. An evil person is called Anarya, non-Arya. Mahabharata refers to Duryodhana as Anarya. You will find this reference quite a few times. Duryodhana is called Anarya because he violates dharma. He is adharmika. Whereas Arjuna is an Arya. Pandavas are Aryas. Because they are committed to dharma. Now Krishna says, your present decision is like Anarya. Anaryajushtam. Only Anaryas will make such decisions. Not the one who is committed to dharma. Asvargyam. It will not take you to Swarga because you are going to violate your dharma. Also akirtikaram. It will cause you ill fame. You are a famous person. Arjuna is a well known person in the society. But the decision to withdraw from the fight will cause him ill fame. Therefore, Krishna tells Arjuna, it is not a right decision, it is a wrong decision. Klaibyam asmagamah partha naitattvayupapadyate क्षुद्रं हृदय दौर्बल्यम् त्यक्त्वोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप. Klaibyam means unmanliness, emotional weakness. Do not succumb to Klaibyam. Do not succumb to emotional weakness. It is not proper to you. Naitatvayupapadyate, because you are well known as a strong man in the world, valorous, brave. Arjuna, how can you be emotionally weak? Kshudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktvottishta parantapa. Kshudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktva. Give up the emotional weakness. Give up the weakness of heart. And uttishta, stand up and fight. Do not succumb to your emotions. Instead, wake up. Be mentally strong. This is a call to be mentally strong. The call by Krishna, call by Bhagavan to be mentally strong. There are moments of weakness. People feel weakness, emotional weakness from time to time. And sometimes we think emotional weakness is a sign of spirituality. But it is not so. Krishna says you have to be emotionally strong. One has to cultivate emotional strength and not to succumb to the emotional weakness. Despite Krishna's suggestion to be strong, Arjuna is not able to get out of his sorrow. He continues his lamentation. He continues his complaint. Arjuna uvacha कथं भीष्ममहं संख्ये द्रोणं च मधुसूदन इषुभिः प्रतियोत्स्यामि पूजार्हावरिसूदन. Arjuna is still asking, how can I fight Bhishma and Drona, who are Pujarhau? They deserve to be worshipped. They are adorable. How can I fight with such people? It is not imaginable also to Arjuna to fight with the Bhishma and Drona. Gurun hatva hi mahanubhavan श्रेयो भोक्तुं भैक्षमपीह लोके हत्वार्थकामस्तु गुरूनिहैव भुञ्जीय भोगान् रुधिरप्रदिग्धान्. It is better to live with the bhiksha. It is better to live on bhiksha. Better to live on alms without killing the gurus, without killing the elders like Bhishma and Drona. Instead of enjoying a kingdom soaked with the blood by killing the gurus, Bhishma and Drona. Mahanubhavan gurun ahatvahi. Without killing the gurus, who are Mahanubhava, who are the great ones, the adorable ones. Ihaloke bhaiksham bhoktum api shreyaha. It is preferable to live on alms. Instead, Gurun Hatva, killing the gurus, killing Bhishma and Drona, Rudhira pradigdhan arthakaman bhogan bhunjiya. I will be enjoying arthakaman bhogan. I will be enjoying the kingdom. I will be enjoying wealth and various objects of enjoyment, yet it will all be blood stained because it is acquired by killing the people whom I adore. With all these words, Arjuna is reluctant to fight. He is expressing his reluctance to fight the war. And he is also expressing his desire to give up all desire for kingdom and to live like a sannyasi. Bhaikshamapiha loke, by begging by eating bhiksha. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.